Have you ever felt like you're stuck in an emotional game where the rules keep changing? One day, he's flooding your phone with sweet messages, making you feel like the queen of his world. The next, he's cold, distant, vanished like a ghost in the night. Suddenly, you're left questioning every move, doubting yourself, wondering if you cared too much, or worse, if you weren't enough. Enough. Let's get something straight. You are a queen, not a pawn. A queen doesn't lower her crown to match someone's insecurities or emotional manipulation. She doesn't play childish games. She runs the entire chessboard. The problem isn't you, it's their weak attempt at control. Their mind games. That's their brokenness, their immaturity, and their fear of a real, confident woman who knows her worth. But here's where most women get it wrong. You think reacting, chasing, or explaining yourself will fix things. Wrong. A queen doesn't explain her value. She knows her worth is non-negotiable. You don't compete for attention. You command it through your presence, your energy, and your unshakable self-respect. Think of this. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Why are you stressing over someone who's clearly not on your level? A man who plays games isn't ready for a queen. He's still playing in the sandbox, hoping you'll come down to his level. Don't. Stand tall, adjust your crown, and keep walking. The moment you stop reacting, stop chasing, and start living fully in your power, you become unstoppable. His games become meaningless when you refuse to participate. You are a force, not a victim. He can't play with a woman who doesn't play along. He loses the second you stop caring. And remember this, a queen never seeks revenge. She seeks peace. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Focus on your goals, your happiness, and your future. His absence is not your loss. It's his missed opportunity. He fumbled a queen. When you embody this mindset, the world shifts. You stop asking, why did he do this? And start saying, thank you for teaching me how powerful I am without you. You become a woman who can't be manipulated because she sees through every tactic with piercing clarity. Rise, rule, reign. Your crown was never in question. It's yours by birthright. Wear it, own it, live it. Affirm this in the comments. I am a queen. And hey, don't just whisper it to yourself. I need you to declare it in the comments. Let's set this space on fire with unstoppable energy. I want every queen here to show her strength. Own your power and let the world know who you are. Type it, say it, claim it. I am a queen. And make sure to like and subscribe. Your reign starts now. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 1. Stop being the pawn. Start owning the whole damn chessboard. Let's get one thing clear. You were never meant to be a pawn in someone's immature emotional games. You are the queen, the most powerful piece on the entire board. Pawns get played, moved, and sacrificed. Queens dominate. Queens lead. So why are you letting someone's inconsistency, mixed signals, or manipulative tactics make you question your worth? You were never built to be played. You were built to rule. When a man plays games, it's never about you. His hot and cold behavior, his sudden disappearances, and his half-hearted I miss you messages aren't signs of your inadequacy. They're red flags waving in the wind of his emotional immaturity. A man who knows himself doesn't play games. He shows up with clarity and purpose. His inconsistency is a reflection of his inner chaos, his insecurity, and his need for control. Stop making his instability a measure of your value. The moment you start asking, what did I do wrong? You're handing him a power he doesn't deserve. His inability to communicate or commit has nothing to do with you and everything to do with his unresolved issues. Stop making his lack of effort your burden to carry. A queen never looks at a joker and thinks, "How can I be better for him?" She looks once, recognizes the nonsense, and moves on, unbothered. Self-awareness is your greatest weapon. It's the ability to see his games for what they are. Manipulation tactics designed to keep you emotionally invested. Self-awareness allows you to observe without reacting. Picture yourself standing high above the chessboard while he scrambles to predict your next move. But here's what he doesn't realize. You've already left the board. Here's a truth you need to absorb. His games only work if you play along. Every time you overthink his silence, analyze his mixed signals, or try to decode what he really means, you're still playing. Stop. He thrives on your emotional investment. Starve him. His power disappears the moment you stop reacting and start observing. Think of yourself as a towering mountain in the middle of a storm. The wind may howl, the rain may pour, but the mountain doesn't move. Be the mountain. His emotional chaos can't touch you when you've already decided to protect your peace. His inconsistency becomes irrelevant the moment you realize that your value isn't determined by someone who doesn't know what they want. Every time he sends a vague text, pulls back, or comes back like nothing happened, pause. Don't react. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this behavior align with what I want and deserve? Queens don't explain themselves, chase validation, or beg for clarity. They watch actions, read the signs, and make executive decisions based on what serves their worth. No explanations needed. Your silence is your loudest response. When he expects you to react, to chase, to get upset, give him nothing. No long messages, no emotional outbursts, nothing. He plays games because he expects to control how you feel. The moment you stop giving him that satisfaction, you've already won. Here's something powerful to remember. A queen's peace is her greatest power. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. You're not here to be someone's emotional playground. You're here to be valued, respected, and loved with intention. Anything less is simply beneath you. Let me ask you this. How would it feel to wake up every day knowing you are emotionally untouchable? No more overthinking, no more late-night spirals, no more questioning yourself because of someone's inconsistency. Imagine being so secure in yourself that nothing can shake your inner peace. That's the power of self-awareness. This isn't just about outsmarting a man. It's about outgrowing the entire game. It's about becoming a woman who can't be manipulated because she knows exactly who she is and what she's worth. It's about stepping into your queendom where you set the rules, not him. Stop asking, "Why is he doing this?" and start asking, "Why am I tolerating this?" Stop reacting, stop chasing, start reigning. A queen doesn't wait for someone to get it together. She doesn't hope someone will change or realize her worth. She knows her worth. She moves with purpose, not desperation. And here's a final truth. A queen never lowers her crown to match anyone's level. They rise to meet hers. So, keep your standards high, your energy protected, and your crown firmly in place. The right man won't need to be chased. He'll recognize your power and step up accordingly. Your reign starts now. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 2. Choose you or you'll lose you. Let's be brutally honest. How many times have you twisted yourself into knots trying to accommodate someone else's inconsistent behavior? You bend, you adapt, you overthink, all in the hope of making it work. You put his feelings, his needs, and his ever-changing moods first, thinking that if you just try a little harder, he'll finally see your worth. But here's the hard truth. When you prioritize his needs over your well-being, you lose every single time. A man who plays games thrives on seeing you put him first, while he keeps you second-guessing. He knows that as long as you're adjusting yourself to fit into his unstable world, you're trapped in his cycle. Ask yourself, what am I allowing into my life? Is it building me up or tearing me down? Be brutally honest. If the answer is anything but uplifting, motivating, or empowering, it's time for a hard reset. Your well-being isn't negotiable. It's not something you compromise for temporary affection or attention. It's your foundation. And when your foundation is solid, no amount of emotional manipulation can shake you. Reclaim your power by choosing you, fully, unapologetically. Instead of sitting around waiting for his next move, channel all of that energy into yourself. Pour it into the things that make your soul come alive. Your passions, your dreams, your goals. Stop living in emotional limbo, waiting for a text or a sign from him that you matter. You already matter. Start living like it. Picture this. While he's busy playing mind games, you're leveling up. You're hitting the gym, launching that business idea, traveling, reconnecting with friends who uplift you, and pursuing the things that light a fire inside you. You're too focused on building your empire to worry about someone who doesn't see your worth. Here's what happens next. When you choose you, something magical happens. You stop chasing and start attracting. A man playing games feeds off of your pursuit. He thrives on the chase. But when you remove yourself from the game entirely, he has nothing left to play with. Suddenly he's wondering where your energy went, why you're no longer chasing him, and why he's no longer the center of your world. That's the power shift. But here's the key. You're not doing this to get a reaction out of him. You're doing this for you. His response is irrelevant because your growth, your happiness, and your well-being are now priority number one. A mindset hack. Think of your well-being as a glowing force field around you, a protective shield powered by your mental and emotional health. When you make yourself the priority, no one can destabilize you. He can pull back, ghost, play hot and cold, but you'll still be standing tall. His actions lose all meaning when your focus is on becoming the best version of yourself. Consider this real-life scenario. You're seeing someone who sends constant mixed signals. One day, he's planning a future with you, and the next, he's emotionally unavailable. Instead of getting caught in his web, ask yourself, how does this behavior affect me? Is this the kind of relationship I want? If the answer is no, reframe your focus. Stop wasting energy trying to decode his confusing behavior. Pour that energy back into building the life you deserve. A life where you don't have to wonder how someone feels about you, because the right people will show up fully and consistently. Action steps to prioritize your well-being. Go for a long run. Reconnect with your best friends. Take that course you've been procrastinating on. Hit the gym and get stronger, physically and emotionally. Every single step you take toward choosing you makes you stronger, more radiant, and undeniably magnetic. Remember, you don't have to fix him, win him, or convince him to see your worth. You just have to choose you. When a man sees that you're no longer waiting around, he'll notice. He'll wonder why his games no longer work, why you've gone from being emotionally invested to completely unbothered. And that's when the true power shift happens. But don't make this about him. Make this about you. his confusion, his regrets, his second thoughts. None of that matters. What matters is that you've mastered the art of self-prioritization. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop settling for half-hearted attention and start demanding the love and respect you deserve? If the answer is yes, take the first step today. Choose you. Not just for a moment, not just as a temporary boost, but as a lifestyle. Be so rooted in your own well-being that nothing can shake your peace. Number 3. Master your emotions. Command the game. When a man plays games, his greatest weapon is your reaction. His inconsistent texts, sudden silence, and mixed signals are carefully designed to provoke an emotional response. The moment you react, whether through anger, frustration, or desperation, you've handed him power. But what happens when you don't react? When you stay calm, composed, and emotionally untouchable, you become the one in control. Staying calm isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about mastering your emotions so that no one else can control them. Imagine being a queen seated on her throne. She doesn't rise or rush to respond to every petty challenge thrown her way. She observes. She calculates. She decides. You have that same power, but only if you choose to stay centered in your own energy. When he's pulling back or sending mixed signals, your first instinct might be to confront him, demand answers, or over-explain yourself. Resist the urge. He expects that. He wants to see you emotional, chasing, or feeling off balance. Don't give him that satisfaction. When you remain calm, you send a powerful message. I control how I feel. You don't. Picture this. He stops texting after days of being attentive, leaving you hanging in confusion. Your mind races, crafting 100 possible reasons for his sudden withdrawal. But instead of spiraling, you pause. You take a deep breath, reminding yourself that his behavior is not a reflection of your worth. You don't chase, double text, or jump to conclusions. Instead, you wait. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you refuse to be emotionally manipulated. This level of calmness isn't weakness, it's immense strength. It's the ability to let things unfold without losing yourself in the process. Staying composed is a form of silent power that few people possess. While he's playing games to provoke a reaction, you become the one he can't figure out. Why isn't she reacting? Why isn't she upset? Why is she so unbothered? The truth is, staying calm drives him crazy. He expects chaos. What he gets is silence, clarity, and grace. Suddenly, the game he thought he controlled falls apart. He loses the upper hand the second you stop responding on his terms. But remember, staying composed isn't about winning or teaching him a lesson. It's about protecting your peace. When you refuse to let someone else's inconsistency disrupt your inner world, you become untouchable. He may come and go, but your emotional stability stays intact. You learn that you're enough, always were, always will be. So the next time he tries to trigger a reaction, stay still. Let him wonder. Let him watch you thrive, calm and collected, unshaken by his games. He can't disrupt a queen who already owns the board. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 4. Build your empire, not his illusions. When you stop making someone else the center of your universe, everything changes. The moment you shift your focus from trying to figure out his mixed signals to building your own life, you become unstoppable. You no longer wait for him to decide if you're worthy of his attention. You're too busy leveling up to notice whether he's looking or not. Let me make this clear. Your life's purpose was never meant to revolve around someone's inconsistent affection. You weren't born to sit around wondering if he'll text back, call, or make good on his empty promises. You were born to create, thrive, and conquer. When you put your energy into your own goals, you unlock a power that no one can take from you. Have you ever noticed how focusing on someone who's playing games drains your energy? The emotional roller coaster keeps you in a cycle of confusion, self-doubt, and insecurity. But the second you shift your focus inward, the entire dynamic changes. You take back your emotional power, and suddenly his actions seem small, insignificant, because they are. Imagine this. While he's busy deciding whether or not to show up, you're already 3 steps ahead. You're hitting your goals, pursuing your passions, building your empire, while he stays stuck in the same immature games he's been playing for years. Let him stay behind. You've got a kingdom to run. Here's the truth they don't tell you. When you start focusing on your own success, you become magnetic. You attract opportunities, friendships, and relationships that align with your highest self. You're no longer chasing someone who can't figure out what they want. You're attracting people who already see your value without you having to prove it. When your energy is focused on your own goals, you're no longer reactive to his inconsistency. He can pull back, disappear, or try to stir up drama, but you're too busy winning to notice. His absence isn't your loss. It's just extra space for your greatness to expand. Picture this. He expected you to be waiting, wondering, checking your phone, but instead, you're thriving. He's still playing games, but you've left the board entirely. You're building your dream career, chasing that fitness goal, launching that side hustle, or mastering a skill you've always wanted to learn. You're unstoppable. Let me tell you something powerful. A woman with purpose can't be distracted by a man without one. The minute you lock in on your goals, everything changes. His attention or lack of it becomes irrelevant. His behavior can't derail you because your mission is bigger than his games. Stop waiting for someone to choose you. Choose yourself every single day. Stay focused, stay driven, and watch how the universe responds when you bet on yourself. Build your empire. Wear your crown. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 5. Master the art of emotional control. When someone plays games with your heart, the instinctive response is often to retaliate, to mirror their behavior, to lash out, or to make them feel the way they made you feel. But here's the truth. Emotional retaliation never wins. It doesn't heal the wound, it deepens it. When you react emotionally, you hand over your power on a silver platter. Queens don't react, they respond. They stay composed, calculating, and in control of themselves, no matter how intense the storm becomes. Think of emotional retaliation as a trap, a carefully laid snare designed to pull you down to their level. When a man plays games, he expects you to break down, blow up his phone, or post something passive-aggressive online. He feeds off your reaction. Your emotional outburst validates his power because it shows that he still has control over your feelings. The more you react, the deeper he hooks you into the cycle. But what happens when you give nothing? No anger, no begging, no explanations, just silence, stillness. Suddenly, the entire dynamic shifts. He's expecting an explosion, a chase, a dramatic reaction, and instead, he's met with calm indifference. Nothing confuses a man playing games more than a woman who refuses to play along. Imagine yourself as an ocean, vast, deep, and unbothered by the waves above. The wind may howl, the waves may crash, but the ocean's depth remains untouched. Be that ocean. No matter what chaos he stirs on the surface, stay grounded in your emotional depth. Your peace isn't something he can shake. It's something you choose to protect. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about being strategic. Emotional control is your most powerful weapon because calm is dangerous. It forces him to face the reality of his actions without the distraction of your reaction. Your stillness holds more power than any argument ever could. When he ghosts, goes cold, or tries to provoke a response, resist the urge to explain yourself or seek closure. Closure comes from within, not from his half-hearted apologies. You don't need his explanations because you already know the game. Let your lack of response be your answer. Let your indifference speak volumes. There's a reason why the most iconic queens in history ruled with grace under pressure. They never let their emotions dictate their decisions. They moved with intention and stayed calm in the face of chaos. A true queen understands that mastering herself is the greatest victory of all. So, next time he tries to provoke you, pause. Take a deep breath. Let him deal with the silence of your absence, not the chaos of your reaction. Be unshaken. Be immovable. Be the storm he never saw coming. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 6. Speak like a queen, direct, clear, and unshaken. When a man plays games, he counts on your hesitation, your silence, or your willingness to go with the flow to keep control. But a queen doesn't play along. She speaks with clarity, purpose, and power. She knows that her voice is her most powerful weapon. Direct communication is her crown. Let's be real. Too many women hold back what they truly feel out of fear of sounding needy, demanding, or too much. But silence isn't strength. It's surrender. The more you suppress what needs to be said, the more power you give to his confusion tactics. He thrives in the space where you hesitate, overthink, and second-guess yourself. Take that space away. Communicating directly isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about being unapologetically clear about what you want, need, and expect. It's about setting boundaries without explaining yourself or hoping he gets the hint. A man who respects you will appreciate clarity. A man who doesn't was never going to step up anyway. Imagine this. He's been inconsistent, texting when he feels like it, making vague promises but never following through. You've noticed the pattern, and instead of playing along, you call it out with calm confidence. No anger, no emotional outburst, just pure direct truth. You say, "I've noticed you're inconsistent with your actions. That doesn't work for me." Period. No explanations, no pleading, no over-explaining. Direct communication is powerful because it sends one unmistakable message. I know what I want, and I won't settle for less. You don't need to raise your voice when you're rooted in your worth. Your calmness commands attention because it shows you're not emotionally dependent on his reaction. His response doesn't define you, your standards do. Here's what happens when you communicate like this. He can't manipulate the narrative. He can't twist your words or pretend he didn't know how you felt. You've laid it out clearly. He's forced to either step up or step out, and either outcome is a win for you. If he pulls back, goes silent, or tries to guilt-trip you for speaking your truth, that's all the clarity you need. His reaction will tell you everything about whether he's capable of meeting your standards. Your worth isn't negotiable, and neither are your boundaries. You're not here to be half-loved, breadcrumbed, or emotionally strung along. Speaking directly means you're done waiting for clarity. You're done accepting mixed signals. You're done hoping he'll change. You've made your standards clear, and if he's not willing to meet them, he's simply not the one. Remember, a queen's words move mountains because she speaks with certainty. Her voice isn't an invitation to debate, it's a declaration of her value. Let them watch you rise. Let them watch you win. Number 7. Draw the line or they'll cross it. Let's get something straight. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. If you keep accepting disrespect, mixed signals, or emotional games, you're silently giving permission for that behavior to continue. But when you set clear boundaries, you set the standard for how you deserve to be treated. No explanations, no apologies, no compromises. Boundaries aren't walls, they're power moves. They aren't meant to push people away. They're designed to protect your peace and preserve your dignity. They define what you will and won't tolerate. A queen doesn't beg for respect. She commands it by setting firm, unshakable limits. If someone can't rise to meet those standards, they don't belong in your life. Here's the harsh reality. If you don't set boundaries, someone else will set them for you. And trust me, their version will always benefit them, not you. People who play games hate boundaries because boundaries strip away their power to manipulate and control. Games die when rules are enforced. Think about this. When you let someone repeatedly cancel plans, disappear for days, or disrespect your time, what message are you sending? You're telling them, it's okay to treat me like an option. But you are not an option, you're the prize. Start acting like it. Boundaries aren't just about what you say, they're about what you enforce. It's one thing to say, I won't tolerate dishonesty, but it means nothing if you accept lies and broken promises. You have to be ready to walk away when someone crosses the line. Respect isn't requested, it's required. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to overgiving, over-explaining, or fearing abandonment. But ask yourself this: am I more afraid of losing someone or losing myself? When you sacrifice your standards to keep someone around, you lose every time. You lose your voice, you lose your peace, you lose your power. Imagine this. Someone you're dating starts pulling the same tired, hot and cold behavior. He disappears after being super attentive, leaving you confused and frustrated. The old you might have waited, hoped, or sent a long emotional message. But the new you? You see the pattern, state your boundary clearly, and detach. You don't plead for respect, you expect it. If he can't meet you there, you're done. This isn't about being harsh, it's about being clear. You're not setting boundaries to punish anyone, you're doing it to protect yourself. The right person will respect your boundaries because they'll value you. The wrong person will push back because they thrive in chaos. Their reaction is not your problem. Here's the ultimate truth. If you don't respect your boundaries, no one else will. Be so clear in your standards that no one questions how you deserve to be treated. And if someone tries to test you, they'll find themselves outside your life faster than they can play their next move. Remember this: a queen's standards aren't negotiable. They're the price of admission. Set the line, stand your ground, and let them watch you rise. Number 8. Master the art of waiting without losing your power. Patience isn't about waiting around for someone to get their act together. It's about holding your power while life unfolds. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, patience becomes your secret weapon. It keeps you centered when everything around you feels uncertain. Most importantly, it keeps you from settling for less than you deserve. When a man plays games, he's hoping you'll react out of impatience. Send that extra text, demand answers, or break your boundaries out of frustration. But a queen never moves recklessly. She doesn't beg for clarity or chase after answers. She knows that time reveals everything. Patience is about learning how to wait with purpose, not desperation. It's the ability to stay calm and composed when he pulls back, goes silent, or tries to provoke a reaction. A weak man expects you to panic, overthink, or plead for his attention. But when you remain grounded, he loses control over the game. Think of patience like standing firmly on a battlefield while chaos unfolds around you. You're not running, you're not flinching, you're unshaken. While others act out of impulse, you move with strategy and intention. This is where true power lies, not in being reactive, but in being patient enough to let things play out on your terms. Here's a powerful truth. Nothing worth having comes from impatience. If a man can't meet you where you are, let him fall behind. If he's not ready to be consistent, let him stay inconsistent, far away from you. Patience means understanding that his actions, or lack of them, are not your responsibility. Your role is to observe, not absorb. Many women confuse patience with waiting endlessly for someone to change. That's not patience, that's self-betrayal. A queen doesn't sit around hoping someone will evolve. She stays steady in her standards and boundaries, knowing that the right person will rise to meet her without being forced, begged, or manipulated. Imagine this. You've been seeing someone, and suddenly he becomes distant. The old version of you might have panicked, sent emotional messages, or spiraled into self-doubt. But now, you wait, not for him, but for clarity. You let time reveal whether his interest was genuine or just another game. You don't force conversations or chase after closure. Patience brings clarity without destruction. Patience is trust in yourself, your intuition, and your worth. It means you're willing to wait for what aligns with your values, rather than settle for someone's inconsistent efforts. You're not stagnant, you're thriving while waiting. You're living your life fully, knowing that the right things will come, but only when you refuse to accept anything less. Patience isn't passive, it's power in motion. It's the ultimate act of self-respect. You're not tolerating bad behavior or playing games. You're showing the world that you're worth waiting for, even if that means waiting alone for a while. Number 9. Know when to leave the table. There comes a point in every game where the only winning move is to walk away. This isn't about giving up. It's about choosing yourself when staying costs too much. Emotional games are designed to keep you hooked, chasing clarity, validation, or closure. But the truth is, you don't need any of it. What you need is the courage to stand up, adjust your crown, and leave. Walking away isn't weakness, it's power in its purest form. It's a declaration that you refuse to be anyone's emotional puppet. It's saying, I will not beg for respect, attention, or love. I am worthy of it without asking. Staying in a cycle of uncertainty only drains your energy, leaving you depleted and doubting yourself. But leaving frees you. Many women stay out of fear of loneliness, fear of starting over, or fear of the unknown. But staying where you aren't valued is lonelier than being alone. When you hold on to someone who can't give you what you need, you're blocking the space meant for someone who will. You're postponing the love, peace, and happiness that's waiting for you on the other side of goodbye. Walking away isn't about winning or teaching him a lesson. It's about ending the game entirely. The closure you're searching for doesn't come from his explanation or apology. It comes the moment you decide you're done accepting less than you deserve. His words won't heal you. His reasons won't make you whole. Your decision will. Imagine standing at a table where the game has dragged on for too long. The stakes keep rising, but the rewards are nowhere in sight. A queen knows when to fold. She doesn't waste time hoping the other player will change their strategy. She leaves the table, head held high, because she knows her value isn't tied to someone else's hand. When you walk away, you reclaim everything they tried to take from you. Your time, your confidence, your joy. You stop waiting for them to get it together and start building your life on your terms. You become untouchable because you've taken back the one thing they counted on controlling, your willingness to stay. The hardest part isn't leaving, it's staying gone. Your mind will try to pull you back with what-ifs, and maybe this time. Don't listen. Those are just echoes of the past, desperate to keep you trapped. Every time you're tempted to return, remember why you left. Remember how small you felt when you stayed. And remember how powerful you felt when you chose yourself. Walking away isn't the end. It's the beginning of peace, the beginning of freedom, the beginning of your best life. Queens don't cling to empty promises. They rise, they rebuild, and they reign. This was it for today's video, Queens. If this resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.